like you to think for a moment that all rivers actually lead to the same place. Now, a river can basically lead to a larger source of water, or it leads to an ocean. So this is very interesting when it comes to shame. People that struggle with shame struggle with basically a prolonged sense of guilt. A prolonged sense of guilt will make things extremely stagnant. So stagnicity is basically having an experience, emotion, event, or a part of yourself, such as your personal truth, that you completely forget about or disown, right? So this is very interesting when it comes to getting to the core of your shame. So this will often involve addressing the emotion and the sense of shame, which will involve addressing the wound. So when there is a wound involved, there often has to be basically a piercing of the wound to cleanse it. People that struggle with shame want to have a sense of wanting to be cleansed. They feel dirty, they feel unworthy, they feel a sense of uncleanliness. So they go to lengths not to feel this way. In order to address your shame and to feel cleansed, you will have to address the wound and puncture the wound and be able to get to its core. So essentially, this will involve a lot of bravery when it comes to shame. So let's say, for example, someone has a shame about the way that they look, and it's very difficult for them to be able to look in the mirror or to be able to function around friends or have a relationship, maybe go to school. So this person will go to lengths not to feel this way. They might get cosmetic surgery, they might use a lot of makeup, they might decide that they want to change the color of their skin. People that struggle with the way that they look might struggle with body dysmorphia. So instead of basically doing all these things and it not working, right, it is essential to know where you got that belief from. And it's usually from someone that you have very much trusted. So basically what happens with shame is you feel that you take on the role that you are a bad person and that you feel extremely victimized. So this means that typically you isolate yourself instead of exposing what it is that you're actually ashamed about. So it's very helpful to actually open up to people and invite others that feel the same way that you do. Now, it's very interesting that the things that we feel extremely ashamed about are the exact things that we don't want people to know about, yet at the same time, we just really want to be relieved and healed. So we have to have bravery to be able to go to the root of our shame, and to the root of why we feel guilty, or the root of the core of why it is that we feel vulnerable or unworthy. And this will be the start of a person feeling cleansed. The opposite, people that feel a sense of shame have a desperation to feel cleansed and to feel that they are rid of badness or differences, and so that they can feel lovable, to feel connection. So connection is going to be very helpful when it comes to shame, because it's going to have to allow you to be vulnerable in what you want, and be vulnerable if you are someone that has a problem with the way that they look, or maybe has a problem with feeling like they are a bad person, or a person that maybe has shame that they have not lived up to their own expectations. Maybe a person has a lot of shame about maybe that they can't live up to other people's expectations. So essentially, shame comes from expectations, and you want to ask yourself, do I want to live up to those, or am I trying to live up to someone else's expectations? So this is an interesting aspect to look at when it comes to shame, and it's also very helpful to look into what is your higher purpose, or a purpose that is larger than yourself. And this is very interesting that I want you to imagine that your higher purpose is actually a larger body of water instead of the river that you feel that you are sinking in, or you feel like is very small. Um, all things lead to the same thing, and I just want you guys to keep that in the back of your mind. If you are someone that is struggling with shame or depression, feel free to reach out to me if need be, and I will leave the email in the description box below. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next video.